Hi guys, I'm live again. I just found a place in town called ET's that I have not banned in that does karaoke's. Just because does karaoke every night at 9 at night, except for Sundays. I almost went tonight but my phone is about to die, and I knew I couldn't film myself, so I decided to wait until another night when I either can bring my charger or know that my phone will be charged. I want to be filmed if I'm going to do karaoke, so I didn't do it. But there's a place where I can, and not only that, but I'm scheduled to go with a friend to Oak Mountain Winery in 2 days, Saturday. But anyway, that's just reminder. But what I really wanted to talk about was I have some updates in my view of Christianity, which I guess I'm very vocal about. But anyway, I'd like to talk about my latest view of Christianity. I thought about it. Here's a siren. Just a minute. Yeah, siren. Just a second, guys. I think sirens are just loud enough. They're just quiet enough to be legal and just loud enough to hurt your hearing. I have to plug my ears whenever they go by, so excuse me, I got to plug my ears in a second. Maybe it's my Aspie or something, but I've got very sensitive senses. Especially touch is my main sense. But I also have kind of a sixth sense I have, but you can think I'm crazy or not for saying that, but I kind of do. But whatever. Okay, I guess the siren isn't coming. Cool. To me, the essence of Christianity. First, let's some background. There's a word in Greek, hedone, hedone, as in he done, but it's one word, hedone. The essence of Christianity is anhedonism. Hedonism is a seeking of pleasure. It's because hedone means pleasure in Greek, and so hedonism is a way of living where you desire pleasure. And hedonism is a way of living where you either don't desire pleasure, don't allow yourself to feel pleasure, or don't even feel pleasure. Maybe even when you're doing something that should give you pleasure, or maybe when. Anyway, to me, the essence of Christianity is anhedonism. It's basically the doctrine or school of thought or group of people who think or whatever that we should not experience pleasure in life. And because all pleasure is sin, and we don't want to commit sin, so we can't or won't or don't experience pleasure in life. And life is a thing that is normally pleasurable. So to not experience pleasure in life is not normal. It's aberration. It's aberrated. It's abnormal, and could easily be called anhedonism. Furthermore, to go along with that, Christianity uses at least a couple approaches, I think, to get people to subscribe to this. First method is clickbait, as I call it. That's the doctrine that if you commit sin, you will go to hell. So please click here. If you don't commit sin, you will go to heaven. So please click here. It's just clickbait. If you're afraid of hell or desire heaven, why then you just can't. You better not experience pleasure now. So hopefully you take that bait and join our group, because at least, even though you're not going to experience any pleasure in life, at least you go to heaven and you won't go to hell. So that's one of the main clickbaits in my view of Christianity. But there's a second clickbait. Maybe even a couple. I'll just roll them off as I think of them. Second is the peer pressure. The majority of people are Christians. So to not be a Christian is to be ostracized by other people, simply because you don't want to be an anhedonist, or in other words, you want to experience pleasure in life, which is normal, but since that's not common, because that's not considered normal in most of society, you get peer pressure to join the group, because if you don't join, you get bashed by the group. You either get put down or you get shamed. And Shame is a strong human emotion, by the way, I've heard. LOL, like I would know secondhand, like I would know. Yeah, anyway, or even more direct pressure socially as you get threatened. Maybe you lose your kids, you lose your family. I don't know what happens, but if you don't join, society or the majority of people turn against you in some way. So there's a peer pressure element, and then there's just the motorcycles are very loud. Then there's also the fear of breaking the mold. I mean, you don't want to go against the grain. I mean, Grandpa was a Christian, Grandpa was a Christian, Dad's a Christian, everyone's a Christian. I don't want, that's another form of social pressure, though. So, I mean, that's not totally different. And I think there's one more thing that Christianity, it's not clickbait in this case, but one more thing that tends to get people to join Christianity is just the fact that, well, it takes intelligence to get out of it, and not everybody's that smart, so they play it in such a way that most people will fall for it. And not only that, laws are made to make people go to school. Parents often make people go to church, kids go to church as well. And if you're taught something from an early age, before you're even old enough to make a decision about what you're learning, it's very hard to break it when you get older. I guess they could call it conditioning, or maybe even the investment principle. Like, the more you put into something, the more it means to you, and the more likely you are to not go against it. And that's also similar to conditioning, where if you train an elephant not to break the small cord it's tied to when it's a baby, it'll grow up being able to rip the cord and but just won't do it because it's been conditioned to think that it can't. Or maybe even that, so even though the elephant is bigger than the tiny cord, he doesn't even try. And that's similar to the conditioning that the parents put on kids to go to church. Because that train them when they're young, and then when they get older, they won't even think about it. And therefore, and since they were too young to make a decision when they started, they never really got to make a decision. And that's one way to get people to join a group, is not let them decide. It's just another word that's called brainwashing. In my book, if Christianity isn't brainwashing, nothing is. Anyway, I love you guys. Peace.